Hello?
Welcome.
This is the Two Cities.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Hello, loyal listeners, and welcome again to Tales of Two Cities. Thank you for being patient as we took a short hiatus. As Ellie explained in the last episode, we're doing our best to keep up with our real-life responsibilities and maintain this labor of love. We've been working around busy schedules and have decided, for now, that we'll be recording separately and then editing our stories together. But we promise when things settle down, and when we're reunited for the holidays, which is going to be very soon, we're going to go back to recording together. Until then, please remain patient. We're still working out a lot of kinks and trying to improve our sound quality, but we want to continue to bring you stories of the paranormal, absurd, and morbid from Two Cities. In this episode, we'll be focusing on haunted mansions. For me, haunted mansions stirs images of the haunted mansion from Disneyland, with the creepishly friendly ghouls that hitchhike with you on your way out of the house. When I was a kid, I always wanted to live in that haunted mansion. Who wouldn't? It's a constant party and all you have to do is kick back and hang out as the ride sears you through before anything gets too scary. Unfortunately, real haunted mansions are not quite as innocuous. The mansions we share in this episode are a little more sinister, definitely more real, and promisingly more spooky.
The house looks just like the one next to it. And the one next to that. And the one next to that. A young couple live in it.
Give Ken a kiss.
You are so obnoxious.
With their 3 children.
Of course, you have kind of chew each bite 10 times.
And something more.
They're here.
Sweetie, remember last night? Do you remember when you woke up and you said you were here?
Uh-huh.
Well, who did you meet? Who's here?
TV people.
Something's funny going on here next door. Something,
We were wondering if maybe you had experienced any disturbances lately.
Culver City is as generic as any city could be. The streets are clean, the houses are nice, and there are plenty of shops for people to get all of their needs. The houses in Culver City are like the houses in the movie The Poltergeist. They are so similar because they were the inspiration for the movie. Well, one certain house is. In August 22nd, 1974, paranormal researchers Carrie Gaynor and Barry Taft were lecturing at a local bookstore. While they were packing up, they were approached by Doris Bither, a 30-year-old woman who lived with her family. See, the thing is, Doris wasn't a fan of the paranormal, but she believed in it because she believes her house was haunted. When talking with the investigators, she told them that she had spirits in her home. This home actually still stands. It is a small home in the Culver City area with a red brick road leading to a wood door with stucco walls. While telling the paranormal investigators about her story, she told them that there were constant bangs, strange voices, mysterious lights, and worst of all, attacks that torture her daily. Like any logical person, Taft and Gaynor disbelieved Doris. Sleep paralysis and an active imagination can easily be the cause of such affliction, but they began to change their mind when witnesses claimed it was true. Several of Doris's family members maintained to have seen Doris toss through the air like a rag doll. One time, Doris's son tried to help and broke his arm as a result. Needless to say, something was happening, and Taft and Gaynor were interested in Doris's case. When the paranormal investigators began their investigation, the house's lights flickered occasionally, cabinets flung open, pots and pans fell violently, and something fell off about that bedroom. There were also weird occurrences that happened. When the investigators took photos with their Polaroid camera, all that came was white fuzz. For a short moment, Doris had to leave the house, and when she did, everything went normal, and the camera started functioning again. The investigation went on for 10 weeks, during which Doris felt tortured by something that she referred to as the entity. One such investigation involved 30 researchers in her spare bedroom. Equipped with recording material, Doris began to curse and yell at the spirits. While that happened, lights appeared in the room. A greenish fog formed in the corner, and a man's upper torso began to manifest through the fog. Many claimed it was a muscular male entity without a face. One researcher even fainted. Despite all of this commotion, the cameras only managed to capture the image of what appears to be an ark floating in the middle of the room. In the end, the investigators only had one suggestion: you better move. Doris took that advice and moved to Texas. However, she claimed that she was still being followed. She eventually settled in San Bernardino, California, with Doris saying that she was pregnant with the entity's child. Medical tests showed her not to be pregnant, but that she suffered from a hysterical pregnancy.
The Pittock Mansion in Portland, Oregon was constructed in 1909 by a London-born publisher and business tycoon, Henry Pittock. Portlanders, please let me know if I'm saying it wrong. It was his private residence shared with his wife Georgiana. While the construction on the home began in 1909, it was not complete until 1914. Even at that rate, this place is over 100 years old, which is impressive for the West Coast. Our first few episodes prove that many things burned down in the early 1900s. For a little while, we even toyed with the idea of changing the name of our podcast to Cities That Burned. You can check out our old episodes for those stories. This one, however, does not include fire. The mansion does have amenities that were long before its time, like a central vacuum system, intercoms, indirect lighting, an elevator, and a walk-in refrigerator. I don't have any of these things now, and they had them in the early 1900s. The Pittocks and their home were the center of a Portland political scandal. In 1911, Portland City Council member William H. Daly, again, Portlanders, tell me if I'm saying it wrong, brought to the public the fact that Pittock had arranged to have a water line constructed for the home at the city's expense, despite it being half a mile outside of the city limits at the time. It's a little shady. This added fuel to a fire of an already contentious relationship between the Pittock's paper and Daly, which ultimately led to the end of his political career. Georgiana died in 1918, shortly after this, and Henry in 1919. But the Pittock family remained in the mansion until 1958, when Eric Ladd and Peter Gautenbein? Peter, if you're alive and listening, or any of your relatives are, please let me know how to say your last name. He was the grandson of the Pittocks, and he put the estate on the market, though they were unsuccessful in selling it. The home was damaged in a 1962 Columbus Day storm, not a fire, which led the owners to believe that demolishing the building may be necessary. The community rushed to keep this from happening, raising $75,000 in 3 months to help the city purchase the property. The city of Portland recognized the popularity and community support and purchased the entire estate in 1964 for $225,000. The mansion opened to the public in 1965. Roughly 80,000 people visit the mansion each year, and it was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1974. But since the house was open to the public, there have been tales of strange happenings in the house. Henry and Georgiana are frequently seen and heard by visitors and volunteers at the mansion. Henry's been reported to escort people around the mansion, and a picture of Henry Pittock as a boy moves from place to place. Typically kept on a mantle in his bedroom, it'll move to different locations in the home only minutes after having been last seen. Some think this is Georgiana, as she may have a better idea of where the photos should be. Visitors have also shared experiences such as a strong smell of roses, despite no flowers being in the house, perhaps coming from Georgiana. Roses were her favorite flower. A visitor once saw her reflection in the glass of a framed painting. One woman encountered a specter, likely Georgiana. While looking at a display of photos on the basement level, she felt something. But when she turned around to see what it was, she saw a figure of an elderly woman standing next to her. But the woman vanished before her. A group of native Hawaiians took the tour once, and one of them commented, "My uncle is a shaman in Hawaii, and he says that he can feel the spirits of the Pittocks here, and they're very happy." Others have reported windows closing and latching on their own. Some have heard heavy steps walking near the rear entrance. And it's believed to be the spirit of the groundskeeper. Footsteps are also heard throughout the house, around hallways, coming in and out of rooms, and on the ground floor of the mansion. A paranormal investigator caught an EVP of a man saying, "I'm heading back." And in a smaller room, she caught a female voice saying, "Hello."
Hello?
Perhaps the Pittocks.
A friendly reminder that we love to hear from you. Let us know what you think, and hit us up if you want your state featured. Until next time.